Hello, everyone. I'm old and in the way. I haven't been in the way very much of late. I am recovered from probably one of the longest lasting colds, sinus issues I've had in my 70 years here on Earth. Lost my sense of taste and smell. I won't bore you with the details. It's just been awful. I'm glad to be feeling better. I think the last pipe I had was mid October and I couldn't finish it. It just tasted awful. Um, but I ventured a go yesterday. I had some Star of the East, delicious. I thought I'm back. So I'm back. And with Thanksgiving coming up, I wanted to break out my LJ Peretti Thanksgiving Day. This is it's a very tasty blend, but I really save it for November. Yeah, it first made its appearance on the piping scene in 1939. It is a Burley, Virginia, with anisette, fruit, citrus, and rum topping. Now, I am not an aromatic smoker. I really shy away from those, but this is pure tobacco. It really, you do pick up the anisette, you pick up a little rum. I believe the citrus that I'm getting is as much from the Virginias as anything else. One thing I will say is that it's a tobacco that improves with age. I found that it was maybe a little bit harsh the first year. This is year 3, and it's really, really coming into its own. Thoroughly enjoying it. It's a recommended blend. I believe they start selling this November 1st, and I believe they still have some. So if you're interested, get in under the wire. It's actually a good smoke for the entire fall, autumn, and winter season, in my humble opinion. So, my tamper of today is the Wizard by our friend Giuliano Spitaletti. And the lighter is a Caribe Old Boy. Really, really good. Now, what I wanted to just touch on today, I want to make this short, is that well, before I get to that, I should say what I'm smoking. This is a Danish Sovereign, which is a Stanwell second. This is my second oldest briar pipe. I bought this in 1973 when I was a senior in high school. And I've always loved this acorn shape. It's just a beautiful, elegant, flowing shape. And I never realized that this is really a larger, maybe a slightly larger version, or their take on the Shape 30 Stanwell, which was developed by Sixton Iverson, the great Sixton Iverson. He called it a Peewit, Peewit, a Peewit pipe. And I recently ran across one on eBay, and the price was right for my budget, and I jumped on it. And here it is. This is a slightly more elegant shape, a little bit smaller. The shank is a little bit thinner, and it has this beautiful, I love this stepped, stem. Isn't that great? So side by side, you can see that the Danish Sovereign is a larger version. I am on my second stem. Initially, this was just a bent stem, and I replaced it with a saddle stem, but what I really love is this stepped stem. So it was just, which one's smoking? This one. When I saw this, it's like I couldn't hit the button fast enough, and I'm shaking the camera. I'm sorry, I got a little overexcited there. The stem was green and brown, but I noticed that there were no bite marks, so I thought I can save that bad boy. A little bit of spit and polish, and I spent some time on it. The bowl, other than a little bit of buildup, was great. I did a little bit of reaming on it, and the other thing I noticed, if you guys have ever bought estate pipes, you'll know that when I always do the sniff test, what did the guy smoke in this thing? And you kind of sniff away at it and you go, oh, good Lord, what did he smoke? This one smelled like an English pipe. It was just Latakia. It smelled really pleasant. And this is before I started working on it. And I thought, I'll bet it's never had anything but an English in it. And whoever had it took really good care of it. As I said, there were no bite marks. Now, it's also absolutely in excellent shape. It is stamped. Maybe some of you Stanwell experts out there can help me. It's stamped 4 and then a space and 30. It is absolutely the 30 shape. There's no doubt about that. I believe that 4 might be an iteration of the style, but that's the only question mark I have on it. One thing I noticed, and I wanted to bring this to your attention because it's something that, as a longtime pipe smoker, I tend to forget about this and seeing to it. And as a newbie, you may not be aware, but you have your tenon and the mortise, and where the mortise diameter meets the draft hole, okay, you've got a corner in there. And with this pipe, I noticed there was a buildup in that corner. It wasn't a sharp corner, it was all rounded, and there was stuff packed in there. And so I have a little brass pick that I use, and I walked around that diameter and carefully I started flicking out pieces of tobacco, built up, dried up tar. Not pleasant, and it's something that you should keep up on. So one thing I like to do is I'll take a Q-tip, and the tip itself is fine for cleaning out a bowl, or even if it passes through the draft hole, that's fine. You can get into that mortise and swab that out. But I will clip the tip off. You have a nice squared off corner now, and you can get in and butt up right against that wall, that face, and really give it a good swab, and it should come out clean. Now, all of my pipes are non-filtered, so I'm not sure how critical this is for a filtered pipe. I think it's something that bears looking into and making sure that it is clean. I'm assuming that with a filter in there, it's very, very possible that you don't get the kind of buildup that you do in an unfiltered pipe. So if you have an unfiltered pipe, it's definitely something that you want to keep up on. I do this after every smoke, because really what you have in that corner is saliva and tar, and as it dries and hardens, it's much more difficult to get rid of, and it will make your pipe turn a little bit sour. So that is my tip of the day. So take it as it comes, and hopefully maybe it'll help. Keep your pipe clean, because we all take care with the draft hole and the bowl, and sometimes we forget about that little corner there of the mortise. There are very few, if any, tenons that shut off against that face. They're short, and so you've got a little gap, and that's where stuff builds up. So anyway, I've rabbited on long enough. Again, have a wonderful Thanksgiving. I will be getting into happily diving into a food coma, as I usually do on Thanksgiving. And yeah, so enjoy your day, enjoy your smokes. Till we see each other again. Take it easy, but take it.